Hi everyone, you are listening to Astrology with Jessica. This podcast is intended to start the conversation about astrology and how it can enhance your life. Discover more about your destiny through understanding celestial signs and symbols. Welcome to your magical journey. This episode will discuss Sun in Capricorn, which is from approximately December 22nd to January 19th each year. Capricorn is the third earth sign and is also a dual sign encompassing earth and water element. Saturn is the ruling planet who represents obstacles, limitation, restriction, discipline, and responsibility. The symbol for the Capricorn is a goat who ascends to heights by taking advantage of every foothold. The goat also butts its way through obstructions. The Capricorn goat is also known for taking the path less traveled and perhaps taking a route that is seemingly too difficult for others, and they take these unconventional routes as a way to gain success. The Capricorn is also associated with the goat fish, and in Greek mythology, it's associated with the god Pan, who was half goat and half man. The story says that he was about to be attacked by the monster Typhon, so he jumped into the water to escape. At that time, he tried to transform himself into a fish to speed his getaway, but he turned his human half into a fish and kept the other half as a goat. This myth is symbolic of the Capricorn's struggle against oppression or different types of obstacles within their life, which is placed by Saturn. Not only does the Capricorn use the earth gifts of logic, knowledge, research, and critical thinking to advance their initiatives, they also learn to depend every day a little bit more on spiritual concepts such as faith, spirit guides, God, and different types of religious or spiritual practices. And this blend of earth and water energy within a Capricorn are one of the reasons why they ultimately become more successful or very successful beings among the zodiac. The part of the body ruled by Capricorn are the bones, joints, and knees. They often have a beautiful bone structure, but are subject to stiff joints, rheumatoid arthritis, and orthopedic problems. The magical birthstone for Sun in Capricorn is a garnet. Garnets attract popularity, high esteem, and true love. Garnets are also a stone of passion and will imbue courage and hope, and also strengthens the survival instinct. Garnet also balances emotional disharmony and can be very helpful when Capricorns are experiencing times of depression. It can add the fire energy needed to motivate them. In addition, the use of smoky quartz may be helpful to Capricorns experiencing depression. Smoky quartz has the ability to draw off negativity and to balance the aura of a person by balancing and aligning their root and crown chakras. Being ruled by Saturn, Capricorns may face a lot of obstacles and challenges within their life, particularly at the beginning of their life. Each Capricorn is unique into what area of loss or grief or struggles they may be going through, but overall there's a general picture of struggle within Capricorn's life. These obstacles and struggles are placed by Saturn, who is perceived as a tough love parent. These challenges often are placed so that Capricorns can learn some of the deeper meanings of life and to gain wisdom and knowledge through their own experiences. Capricorns are also symbolic of a mountain, which indicates their climb throughout their life from the bottom to gain the goals and ambitions and dreams and reach some of the highest heights among people in the zodiac. Capricorn's keyword is I use, and this denotes their ability to use different methods and ways to reach a goal at the end of the tunnel. As an earth sign, Capricorns can be very scientific, analytical, and methodological thinkers. They like to do research and look at the facts and the data before they believe something. And this is highly juxtaposed by their evolution into the water spiritual nature of their sign. But eventually the Capricorn gets to a point where the data and the facts and figures and the experiences that they've been through actually start to prove some of the spiritual concepts and the spiritual ideas that they're being exposed to. So eventually the Capricorn throughout their lives learn to have more and more faith. And I believe that's one of the biggest reasons that Capricorns are on this earth, is to have an unshakable foundation of faith and spirituality, so that they can showcase that not only are they a believer, they've also experienced these things, and it's just as real as anything else that you can measure. Capricorns also have an excellent understanding of the life cycle, metamorphosis, and it has a particular interest in the other side, perhaps learning different concepts about heaven or nirvana, or what is beyond, the layers of this world, and what's beyond the veil to the other realm. Just like the word capricious, Capricorns are a bit unpredictable when it comes to their moods and their personalities. At times, they can be very reserved and conservative, wanting to be super frugal, and can come across as regal or even cold because they're just very matter-of-fact types of persons who are communicating for a reason. And they don't necessarily always add a touch of personality to that. They're just, explaining something. On the other hand, Capricorns can be very warm, jovial people who are upbeat and funny and hilarious, and they just kind of are in your face, a little bit eccentric. And at times it's hard to understand how one person can be so polarized between those two things. And that just goes back to the dual nature of the sign, how, they have the earth, critical, concrete nature to them, but also this experiential, spiritual side of a person who just likes to live in the moment. And I believe that eventually they become more and more aware of their need for freedom and their need to experience life in the moment. And that's also another challenge and goal for a Capricorn, is to live each moment as it is now, and to acknowledge that the gift of life as it is given to them. Capricorns have the potential to be very successful people. And as opposed to a Leo, who is a natural born leader who likes to stand out and be the center of stage, Capricorns are a little bit more behind the scenes, and they emanate the ruler quality. So they may be acknowledged for their levels of authority, maybe because they're a CEO of an organization, or they've started a business from scratch. But Capricorns are more about the power instead of the glory. So you may find a Capricorn is working behind the scenes of a major corporation or a major enterprise, and likely very successful at what they do. They love to work, and they love to show others how to work. That's one of the gifts that they give among others of the zodiac, is to not only share their spiritual knowledge, but also to spread the good word of how to have great work ethic and to follow your goals, and to essentially turn your passion into a way to make money. Capricorns, again, being the last material sign, are associated with the King of Pentacles, which is about manifesting your dreams, your life's desire, and essentially accumulating wealth. Now, you may be asking, Jessica, I'm a Capricorn, but I'm not successful yet. Well, the thing about Saturn, it is a long-term planet who sustains small steps over long periods of time to accumulate large goals. So even in your early 20s, you may be still working towards a goal that you may not achieve into your mid-30s or even 40s. So just understanding that Saturn's delays are not Saturn's denials. And sometimes the fruit of your rewards takes a long time to be able to manifest, just because the scope of your dreams are so big and because you need time to overcome your obstacles and challenges right now. Capricorns have the gift of knowledge. They are able to just kind of know things before they happen, and they don't really know how they do it, but it just kind of comes to them out of thin air. They'll say something to one of their friends, and then a couple weeks later it just happens, or they'll be thinking about someone and then later that day they run into them. They have the gift of knowledge, and I think that perhaps it's because they're so close to the other side, they're so close to the guides who are helping them through these challenges, that they're essentially feeding them information so that Capricorns do essentially have help at all times. In addition, Capricorns are very good at reading other people in an opposite way than the Cancer zodiac. And the Cancer people will shake someone's hand and be able to cold read them on the spot. Capricorns are the opposite. They'll maybe meet someone and then later that day go home, and when they're finally in their space and isolated or before bed, they just kind of have thoughts that come to them throughout the day and throughout the night, and they'll be able to basically, uncover what is hidden and secret and deep down into that person. They also have the ability to see people's strengths, as well as to understand what ambitions people have and essentially be able to identify the potential. In summary, the biggest challenge that a Capricorn has, other than all of the challenges that a Capricorn has, is to be able to have faith in themselves to reach their goals, as well as faith in whatever spiritual principles supports them and to move them forward. This can be a bit of a stretch, particularly at the beginning of a Capricorn's life, where they're still finding their own experiences. But essentially, most Capricorns come around towards the end of their life, and they can use this knowledge of the world and the spiritual world in order to inspire other people to reach their goals. Thank you for listening to Astrology with Jessica. Please like this podcast and share it on social media. You can follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Astrology with Jessica.